Hello guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine and welcome if you are new. I post all kinds of videos mainly about languages and traveling, and in today's video I can finally share with you huge news, and that is that I am going to New Zealand. I honestly cannot believe my luck and just everything that is happening. It's just so amazing and exciting, and I just want to share with you what's been going on and how I made this decision and how I came to this point in my life. And so let's start from the beginning. So when I was little, I remember my parents gave me this encyclopedia where there were lots of animals and nature and like photography from around the world. There were photos from Australia and all kinds of places, and I was like, oh my gosh, one day I really want to go there. And then growing up, I realized that I could never go there because it's way too far away from my home, and that's like unreachable. And then once I got into traveling and I was planning and saving up for my Southeast Asia trip, I was also watching a lot of videos about working holiday visas in Australia and New Zealand, and I realized that it's actually possible to travel there and I could fulfill my childhood dream. I started looking into that, and unfortunately working holiday visa in Australia for Latvians is a lot more difficult and a lot more expensive to get than a working holiday in New Zealand. And then I wasn't as financially stable as I am now. I didn't have that many savings because you actually need a certain amount of money in your bank account to get to New Zealand for the first few weeks before you get a job and you start earning money. And so when COVID started and I started working as a kindergarten teacher, I forgot this dream and I thought I would never be able to travel again, let alone to Australia or New Zealand. But then in 2021, as COVID started slowly like fade away, I started really craving traveling again. And I honestly didn't remember the working holiday in New Zealand. I don't know why I didn't remember that. I just really wanted to travel at least in Europe again. So in 2022, I started traveling again. I went to Helsinki with my mom, and then in May, I went to Rhodes with my uncle and aunt. And on that trip in Greece, I started thinking and having these ideas and dreams in my head that, well, when I graduate uni in January, I could quit my job and go work away in Spain or Costa Rica, like places like that. But then something clicked and I remembered about working holiday in New Zealand. And the funny part is that when I got home around May 10, I started researching working holiday visa options for myself, and it turned out that the application for working holiday visa for New Zealand opens in 2 weeks. So I believe that that was perfect timing, and I started asking lots of questions from this girl from this company that helps young people get different working holiday visas from around the world and au pair in the USA. And so she told me, yes, it's possible, you have to apply. Basically, I applied and I got my visa, and I am just really excited. I leave on the 5th of February, and then I will be traveling for 3 weeks, and then I will be going to New Zealand. And I know right now there is lots of rain and flooding in Auckland area, but hopefully I can get to New Zealand in a month. Hopefully my flights don't get cancelled, and hopefully I can get to Auckland and start my working holiday, because that is such a huge dream. And I was actually debating whether I should do that, and I was praying a lot, and I even said, God, if this is something you don't want me to do, please close the doors and don't let me do it. But everything just worked perfectly, and that's why I believe that this is something that I have to do right now. And when I talked to my parents and other relatives and other people, they were like, oh my gosh, we are so happy for you, you definitely need to do this, you don't have your own family, you don't have kids, you definitely need to do this, please go. And everybody was so happy for me, and I just feel so loved and excited about this new chapter of my life. And I don't know if I will just stay in New Zealand for 1 year or however many months, or maybe I will extend my visa. We don't know. And now let's go to the vlog portion where I was vlogging the application process and how I got it. And so yeah, let's go. So basically there is a travel company that helps young people sort out their visas for different countries, mainly I think Canada, US, Australia, and New Zealand. And they work with working holiday visas, au pair, study visas, things like that, and I emailed her yesterday and asked for the information for a New Zealand working holiday, and she gave me so much information. Like, there's multiple PDF files, there is information about doctors, information about immigration system and how to apply and all of that, all of the instructions. And yeah, what I need to do before the application starts is creating a profile on the immigration website so that I don't waste time when the application opens, because there's only 100 spots. So who is the first one wins the spot, basically, and it opens at 10 a.m. New Zealand time on the 24th of May, which is around 1 a.m. for Latvian time. So I'll need to be up at that time. But yeah, I need to create a profile right now, and then I also want to read through the information that she sent me once again, because yesterday I just like briefly looked at it, but I just really need to make notes, and I know that I will need to go see a doctor for it, and just like we'll see how it goes. Not gonna lie, the closer it gets to the application date, the scarier it actually is. So to recap, this past week I've been scared, anxious, even frightened, doubting, contemplating everything. I just don't know if I really need this, if it's the right choice. I've been praying about it, and yeah, yesterday actually was graduation date for the big kids who will start school in September, and it was all like heartwarming, like such a moment that I started doubting, what if I leave to New Zealand, I will not be the one who prepares these kids for school. I've been with these kids for 2 years, and like maybe I should wait for another 2 years and then they graduate and then like they go to school, and like yeah, and then I can go to New Zealand and everything. But what if I can't? What if this is my only opportunity? And yeah, I just love these kids so much, and on one hand I don't want to leave them, but on the other hand they are gonna leave me anyway, and most of them will forget me and never even remember me and never meet me, even though we live in quite a small town. But like, what's the point in postponing my life? And actually today Jesus is giving me a lot of peace about it, and I think that this is something that I want to do. And if I get the visa, then that's awesome. I can always go back to kindergarten. I will graduate, I'll have a diploma, I will have everything, and I can go work with the same kindergarten, or I can go work in a different one. And I actually don't hate my kindergarten. It's a nice kindergarten, and I love kids so much. They are just so near and dear to my heart. But I think these kids will go to school anyway, and they will, as I said, forget me, and then there will be new kids, and like I will love them as much. And so I don't know, like it's just all so difficult. It's more difficult than you think. I honestly can't believe I'm about to do it. My heart is beating so fast, and like I'm just so stressed. But yeah, in 13 minutes, the application is open and I'm gonna apply. I wanted to give you a quick update on my working holiday visa application. So honestly, I thought it would be a little bit more dramatic than it was. I thought it would be like opening my email every single day, checking 5 times a day if I get accepted or rejected. But everything was a lot calmer and smoother. And actually this morning I opened my email to see if they have received my application, and I had an email from New Zealand Immigration saying that I have 15 calendar days to do x-rays. So basically when you apply for working holiday visa, they ask you a ton of different questions about your health, and then they decide if you only need x-rays or you need a full medical, like you need to go to the doctor and you have to make a full medical statement and everything. The doctor has to check you. Luckily I only have to do x-rays, and the reason why I have to do x-rays is because there's a list of countries that New Zealand considers middle to high risk of tuberculosis, and apparently Latvia is one of them. I was really surprised, but yeah, you have to check that your country is on the list, or if it isn't, you don't have to do any medical things. But yeah, and then there are each country has a doctor or multiple doctors who work with New Zealand visas and who are approved by New Zealand Immigration. And so I texted this doctor, and luckily I texted them even before I applied for a visa. And so this morning when I received kind of acceptance letter, I haven't like, it's not really acceptance letter, it's just what I need to do in the next 15 days in order to really apply for the visa, to like make it further. And yeah, so I texted them before and they gave me information what I need to send them, like the passport copy, COVID certificates, like things like that. And next week I'm actually going, and they work in 2 different towns. They work in Riga and then they work in a coastal town called Jūrmala, which is close to Riga. And so they asked me which one is closer to me, and I said Riga, but then they could only give me the one in Jūrmala. So I'm going there next week and yeah, doing the x-rays and then like giving the New Zealand immigration the x-rays, and then we will see what happens next. But honestly, I feel so peaceful right now, and I know like what's done is done, and I don't understand how I was like so scared and stressed, and I will just accept what's to come. And I'm really excited. I'm excited and I'm peaceful, and I'm happy that I did it, because I know that if I didn't, I would regret it. And actually today I also checked if the application is still open, because on the website it said it's open, but then it will close once quota is full, and Latvia only gets 100 quotas. So the company that I emailed about that works with these visas, they said you better do it at night. And I'm actually glad that I did it at night, because like, you know, I secured my spot. Right, so I haven't given you an update in about 2 weeks. So on May 31st, I went to the coastal town called Jūrmala to have my appointment. I paid 35 euros there because they sort everything out, and they work with e-medical, which is a system that New Zealand immigration accepts. Yeah, they took my photo and they like filled everything, and they asked if I need a full checkup, but I don't need a full checkup. If you need a full checkup in Latvia, it was 140, I think. For me, it was just the x-ray, and then they sorted everything out with e-medical, and then they sent me to Riga to go to x-rays, because you can't do x-rays at any place. If you are not from English-speaking country, you need x-rays in English. And I paid 47 euros for one sentence that said that my lungs are clean and my heart is like good size and everything is healthy, and that I don't have tuberculosis. It was literally one sentence, and I paid 47 euros for that. So I've paid almost 300 euros for the visa that I don't even have yet, which is ridiculous. A week later, e-medical sent me the acceptance email that they have accepted and that they have sent everything. However, there was a sentence saying that now you can submit your visa if you haven't done that. And I'm like, well, but I applied, like, do I need to do anything else? And yeah, I texted the doctor again, and she said no, everything is sent in. And then on the New Zealand immigration website where you apply for different visas, you can see your current visas and like the visas that you've applied, and it said pending. So I am just waiting. And yeah, there were days when I was like, oh my gosh, like what have I done? I kind of regret doing this, but I think it was just fear of doing something outside of my comfort zone. This is like really outside of my comfort zone. New Zealand is 17,000 kilometers away from my home, and it is scary, I'm not gonna lie. It is really, really scary doing this alone. But at the same time, it's really exciting, and I don't know, I'm like, I will regret later maybe. I just got my visa approval. I am so excited. I can't believe it's happening. Right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. And if you feel like supporting me, there is also a link to buy me a coffee page. And yeah, I will see you very, very soon. Bye!